When we talk about solar insolation in architecture, most people think about energy, watts per square meter, solar insolation. But there is another type, a sun analysis that's much more simple and in many cases more human. How many total hours of sunlight a space receives during a day? And how many of those hours are continuous uninterrupted sun insolation? This concept goes back decades. Post-war planning across Eastern Europe, regulations required apartments, schools, and hospitals to receive a minimum number of direct sunlight hours per day. It wasn't about energy efficiency, it was about health, psychology, and the quality of life. Continuous sunlight exposure was seen as essential for long winter climates, while the focus in the West was about thermal efficiency and thermal performance. But recently, architects are rediscovering daylight as a design driver for livability and urban density control. So sunlight isn't about power, sometimes it's about time and how long the sun actually touches the space. Well, the question remains how to do that in Revit. In Revit, measuring sunlight is way harder than it should be. If you want total hours or continuous, there's really no direct way. So, what are the options? Well, we can pick the risky windows, run a solar insolation study, frame by frame, draw lines. It works, but it takes a lot of time. Or we can use Rhino's Ladybug and create a sun analysis study. But it takes a lot of time exporting the geometry and setting up the coordination. So we ask ourselves, there has got to be a better way. Why can't Revit just tell us how much hours of sunlight this space receives? So we decided to build it ourselves. So we built a tool right inside of Revit, lightweight. You pick the date, the location, and the time, and you get sunlight analysis right inside of Revit. So how does it work? Open up a 3D view, log in or register in the settings panel. Then simply select your elements. It can be windows or facade panels or any other geometry. After which, launch the installation window. In the calculations tab, you can select your presets, the building step or the accuracy, meaning it will measure in intervals of 50 minutes. And the ray length, if you have a very big project, you can increase it or leave it at 300. Moving to the presets tab, here you can add a new location or select any of the CIS standards by clicking on the plus button, and I'm gonna name it London, and putting the latitude and longitude. Select the date and time from 10 AM to 1700. Click on the Create 3D Views. I'm gonna write these values to parameters, which are simple number parameters that I have added to my project. In the settings panel, you can import and export these presets. Click on Calculate and wait till it's finished. Voila! Now we have two views created. One is showing the total hour insolation and one for the continuous. You can edit these color filters from the Installation Presets tab. Now let's create rays to better understand what is blocking an element. I'm gonna select only this window, launch the installation, and check on the Create Rays option. Uncheck the Create Views, click on Calculate, and now I have rays created in my project that show me which objects are blocking my sunlight. The installation plugin is totally free. You can check the description box to download it.